Hey, what's happening? Lunch with Baum. How is everybody's doing today? What's your workout look like? There it is. Lunch bell. When you come on, drop a 1 if you're watching live, a 2 if you're watching the replay, and if you're a first timer, who's this crazy guy, Lunch with Baum anyway, drop a 3. I'd love to connect with you. My name's Frank Baumholtz, been a high school strength coach and PE teacher for 21 years. Run my own gym, MVP. I started doing these a while back. If I could just make a connection with one person, a day, or even one person a week, or one person a year. There's so many people out there that are struggling that, they might just need a checkup from the neck up. Maybe they need a little encouragement. It was worth it to me. So, reaching out, I don't know how my students or clients are going to turn out. And that's kind of the topic of the day today. Raise your hand if you had a New Year's resolution for the year that you didn't accomplish yet. Here we are, we're wrapping up February, okay? Raise your hand. There's a lot of people out there. Raise your hand if you had a New Year's resolution that you had a goal in mind and you're like, this year, this is the year. This is the one I'm gonna make it happen. But it hasn't happened yet. How many of you that's happened to? Drop a hand up below, or even your favorite emoji down below. Which one is it? And even write your goal down below. One of the things people don't do is they don't have accountability, is why they don't accomplish their goals. But one of my topic of the day is live in the moment. Okay, you got to live in the moment. You start the new year out. And you're fired up, right? You're fired up. You got like, man, this is the year. I'm going to make it happen. Maybe it's you got a weight loss goal or a fitness goal or a business goal or whatever, right? And you're all fired up and you're like, this is the year. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to the gym every day. And the first 2 weeks it's happening and you're just like, you're going, you're all fired up about it. And then all of a sudden real life kicks in. Kid gets sick. You got to stay late at work. And then all of a sudden you got a business meeting at lunch, and maybe your boss is riding you, and all of a sudden you start falling back into what your normal routines are, right? When adversity is present, here's a big one. When adversity is present, you're gonna fall back on what you feel most comfortably doing. All right. So, and here's a crazy one. So we've been doing at MVP. We've been doing tons of hitting lessons lately. And we take the swing and then we break it down into pieces. We have different drills that we work on the lower half, we work on the top hand, we work on extension, and then we put the pieces all back together. We look at the whole thing, then we break it down into pieces, and then we put the whole thing back together again, right? And I was thinking about how this works, because it's the same thing when you're goal setting, right? Is that people have this destination in mind, all right? This end point in mind. Well, what happens if you never get there? You're crushed, right? What happens if life gets in the way or speed bumps happen and it's like maybe you set your goal a little bit too high? So I started thinking about this as I was driving in this morning. We've been talking about the swing, right? Talking baseball and softball kids swinging. All right, we're going to drill. And we talk about breaking the skill down into pieces. What's happening? Love you back. You got to focus on the process. Excuse me, right? You got to focus on the process. So we're going through these drills and we're working on, as I take my swing, I want my chin to rotate from my front shoulder to my back shoulder. I want my eyes down toward contact, right? I'm not worried about where the outcome goes. And honestly, I always tell my hitters, you have two things that you can control. You can control the swing that you take and the pitch that you swing at, right? The outcome, whether they catch it or it's a home run or whatever, you have no control over that, okay? So the same thing with, when you're setting a goal, let's just use a lot of people. First of the year, they're talking about weight loss, fat loss goals, or maybe you got those last, I posted yesterday, who wants to lose those last pesky 5 to 10 pounds, that little muffin top around the jelly roll around the midsection, right? Is that we're so focused on the outcome that we don't live in the moment. All right, focus on the process. I talked about, I did one of my lunch with bombs a while back about the dash So we have the dash defines you. So you have your birthday. Everybody has a birthday, and then we all have an end date at some point, right? Hopefully we live a long, healthy life. But the dash, the little line in the middle, right? That the dash is what defines you. You have to live in that time, right? You're not saying, oh, X amount of days or X amount of years from now it's going to be over, right? You got to, what you do in the meantime. So instead of focusing on the outcome, right? Focus on the process. Focus on the little things. And you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you just kind of spin it around a little bit, right? So if weight loss is your goal, for example, stop focusing on the scale, all right? You know, being healthy, being fit, it's a journey. It's not a destination. You know, I love that saying because I have several folks that I could rattle off names that train with me on a regular basis that have been with me for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And it's the journey that we're on. You know, remember that time. Remember that time where you ate clean, you exercised regularly, you got enough sleep. How amazing did you feel? Drop amazing down below. Okay? You know, that's a big thing, right? Is that you got to do the little things, the process. You know, hey, what's up? Yep, we're making it happen. You know, so that's kind of my thing for today. And here's the crazy thing is that my last thing is that being fit's a way of life, you know. And I always say follow the 90% rule. Okay, is that you do it right 90% of the time. You do it right the majority of the time. The 10%, so many people will say, oh, today's a cheat or whatever. You know, it's not a cheat. It's just 10%. You know, if I do it right 90% of the time and I live in the moment, I focus on the process, I do all the little things, I do it majority of the time, then when, you know, life throws me a curveball, I go to grandma's house for dinner, you know, it's a good time. I have a good time. You know, I'm gonna eat good dinner. I'm gonna make sure that I enjoy my family time and whatnot, right? Enjoy the people that are around you. So here's a big thing for you: is that it's not the destination, all right? It's the journey, all right? Being fit, whatever your goal is, focus on the moment. Focus on what you're doing. Now, go back to some of my previous lunch with Baums and make sure that you get a pen, all right? You got to write your goals down. You got to have a plan in place. I've been talking about this for weeks, months, the last couple of years, right? You know, you got to dial it in. You got to be focused on what you're doing, okay? And then you have to create a community of people around you. I was talking with a gal yesterday just about mindset, you know, and self-sabotage. You know, we get into our head and we talk ourselves out of making any progress, so it's almost impossible to get from point A to point B because we're always focused on the destination piece. So that's my biggest thing for you today. Live in the moment, focus on the process. You know, if you need help with, you know, dialing in just your mindset, you need a checkup from the neck up, message me. I'm here to help. Okay? You know, if you need help with your nutrition, you know, I have a very layman's approach, simple step process in how we approach hitting, how we approach nutrition, how we approach our workouts, because it has to be sustainable. How many times have you jumped into a workout, got crushed, and be like, I'm never doing that again, all right? I did a whole whatever nutritional plan, and it was miserable and whatnot. I'm never doing that again. You know, I got to use some of these nutritional products, and it didn't work out for me, lost my money. I'm never doing that again. You know, we have a simple step process that is real life, that puts things in motion, that puts things in place. It holds you accountable, all right? So if that's you and you need some help, you know, drop a comment down below, message me. I'm here to help. Just a last couple announcements and stuff. If you haven't been following what we got going on and you're in the Yamhill County area, we have MVP. We've kind of merged our business together with our baseball and softball hitting instruction and all of our personal training and whatnot. Is that we have a grand reopening this weekend at MVP from 10 to 2. All right. So if you're around, I'd love to see you. But once again, if you value what I got going on, give me some thumbs up, like it and share it. But final thought is what I've been talking about. We're talking about it for a lot. You got to have a plan and work the plan. Focus on the process. Okay. Live in the moment. Like, now is the time. All right. People always say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into next week, and next week turns into never. All right? So if you're looking for that next step, shoot me a message. I'm going to let my Insta Live run a little bit longer. So once again, I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching my Lunch with Baum. I had a good little following today. So appreciate you. If you like what I got going on, like it, share it. Love to connect with you. So talk to you soon.